Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to Michael in the Morning. Today is Friday, November 27th, 2020, and this is your second stimulus check and second stimulus package update, as well as news report. We have a lot of big news to go over from Democratic Senators Nancy Pelosi and Joe Biden, so let's just get right into the updates. According to Bloomberg, the Trump administration has reportedly stepped back completely from negotiations on a second stimulus bill, and is now leaving it all up to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to revive long-standing talks with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi on the second stimulus package. Despite an aid package and direct stimulus payments, $1,200 stimulus payments, being a priority before the election for President Donald Trump, the White House has shown little interest in pushing things forward since the election has been over. And now the possibility of a second stimulus package during the remainder of President Donald Trump's time in office is starting to look a lot more slim. On top of President Trump not showing any interest in more stimulus as of recently in Congress, the Senate and the House are on completely different pages over the price tag of the next relief bill. But good news here is that Biden has come out and said that stimulus relief will be one of the first things in his top priority when he takes office in January of 2021. Biden has been pushing for more stimulus to pass before his inauguration and during this year, before the end of the year, but ultimately he explained how the way everything is looking right now, getting a bill passed before the end of the year is starting to look a lot less likely, but it's still possible, he said. Representative David Price, a senior member of the House Appropriations Committee, recently came out and said that everything gets much worse on December 31st with a lot of money running out and a lot of people in very desperate situations. He said the only way to prevent this from happening is to get another stimulus relief bill, a comprehensive bill, passed before December 31st. And he explained how the programs that will be expiring at the end of this year are the administration's actions to halt evictions and suspend payments on federal student loans. They both end the end of this year. He also explained how employee retention tax credit for companies that are struggling during the pandemic and the $150 billion in aid to state and local governments approved in March, those both expire at the end of this year as well. And on top of this, David Price explained how the biggest problem right now, on top of all those other things that expire, on top of student loans and evictions and the tax credit for businesses, he explained how 2 unemployment insurance programs also expire as well. In most states, jobless workers typically receive around 26 weeks of unemployment benefits. It depends a little bit on what state you live in, but Congress approved an additional 13 weeks of unemployment benefits in March with their CARES Act. So this will also expire at the end of this year, and this will have the biggest impact on everyone moving forward because it will affect nearly 10 million Americans. One key date, though, that is coming up that could be great news for more stimulus is that the government's current funding expires on December 11th, and they need to reach an agreement before that date to prevent a government shutdown. Representative Chuck Fleischmann of Tennessee, who is the top Republican on the Appropriations Committee's Homeland Security panel, said that the key thing is to watch the calendar as we move closer to December 11th deadline, because more stimulus could easily be included in this bill, and that is a date where we could see more stimulus pass, direct payments, and unemployment benefits. Lawmakers from both parties are optimistic that in December they'll be able to pass another omnibus spending bill for the government, which combines 12 individual spending bills that'll help keep the government funded for the next year. But the bottom line is that it isn't known whether stimulus will be included or might get added into this spending bill. It is very possible, they said, that they can include a small portion for stimulus checks and unemployment benefits, but as of right now, we do not know. So good news is that Democrats say that they will be willing to compromise on a smaller relief package, potentially around $1 trillion. And they're continuing to urge Nancy Pelosi to agree on a smaller bill as well. Joe Biden has come out and said that he wants to get a bill passed before the end of this year, and one way they could do this is by getting a smaller bill passed. House Budget Committee Chairman John Yarmuth said that probably the caucus, if you polled us, and everyone in Congress right now, would be marginally in favor of doing something and passing a stimulus bill, even if it's not the best bill that they could come up with. He said it's just because millions of people are in desperate situations right now, and ultimately people need money. So whether they want a huge bill passed, if they're the Democrats in Congress, or if you're Republican and the Republicans in Congress want a smaller bill passed, he said ultimately even if they can't agree on the right number. All they need to do is compromise and hopefully get something passed, because something will be a lot better than nothing right now, because the American people need the help desperately right now. So anyways, that's what's going on with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. A lot of talks about this December 11th deadline, which is coming up, and hopefully they can include more stimulus measures in this bill that will be passed before December 11th. But that's what's going on, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.